one thing in life is a certainty. I have a coffee every single morning. It's what gets me up. But we never really know what we're going to find during a day's hoof trimming. This is the Hoof GP.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
So we start our morning at 7:30 every day now. When I say start our morning, I mean Craig turns up at the house at 7:30 and I'm out the door for about 22. He usually comes in and has a little chat, a crack about what we're going to do and what we need to do before we go to work. Get the crush ready, and then we head off. The vast majority of what we do is routine hoof trimming. You see some bad feet on this channel, obviously. But the vast majority of what we do is our cows that aren't even lame. We visit the same farms every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks. Some of them are ad hoc, yes, that's true. But more often than not, we're visiting the same farms that we visit every 2 weeks. Just like today, we're visiting 2 farms that we go to every second Monday. You see, farmers really care about how their cows are walking. Makes sense for them to. You see, we used to start every morning at all different times because that's how it suits farmers. And that's good. It's good to be good in customer service because it's what we do. But starting at 7:30 every morning means that even if we're a bit early for those farms, it means we've got time to deal with the crush and make sure everything's set up properly. You see, it's Craig's job to make sure that everything's all stocked up, which really helps me out, doesn't it, Craig?
Yeah, of course.
These bins over here are completely jam-packed full of our stock. Everything from blocks to iodine to knives, everything we need. By the way, I get a lot of questions as to where all of this stuff comes from. The racking, the bins, the steel tables and the cabinets, they're all from Big Dog. It took me years to find a place that actually did good quality stuff. They're called Big Dog, and they don't sponsor this video, but you can check them out. bigdog.co.uk. Anyway, the KVK is all loaded up. My coffee's finished. Now, so let's hit the road, get there and discover what little treats are in store for us today.
In between the contrasts of our souls.
And just like that, we are here, look. It looks a bit ridiculous, but just like that, we are at the farm and ready to go. Oh, so pretty. Just that, first cow is in. Craig's putting her number in. She's looking pretty. You see, first cow, and this is really typical of what we're trimming 98% of the day.
So there's nothing actually wrong, it's just a bit untidy.
And a bit unbalanced.
This is too long, which means it's too high, which means there's too much weight on this claw and not enough on this one. So we're going to level up the toes.
All cows' feet are slightly different sizes, but as a rule of thumb, we aim to make them between 75 and 80 millimeters long.
Lovely. And we're going to sort the height.
When I say sort the height, what I really mean is make sure the height of both claws is equal and level. And once that's done, because we've got the grinder in the hand, we make a start on modelling out the claws.
Then we'll finish the model with the knife.
Oh, so sharp. Look at that. Beautiful.
Then we're going to remove any problematic horn, which could be here. And there is a slight crack there. That is step 4 in the Dutch method. Make sure there's no ridges. And lastly, we're going to make sure there's no fissures or loose, raggy horn around here, which there isn't. So here's the before, and here's the after. Not much of a difference,
But it is a very important one.
next cow. And then sometimes they're more extreme, like this. You see, there's a bit of a twist in this one. It's much longer and way flatter.
This cow has the start of corkscrew claw, and intervening at this point is the perfect time to alleviate any pressures put on the inside of this hoof capsule. This farmer will really reap the benefits of this simple trim. The cow's quality of life and comfort levels will be increased, and we will be happy hoof trimmers. I'm just about to do something you'll almost never see me do. I'm going to trim the axial wall, and that's because this cow has a hugely extended ridge pointing out into that interdigital space.
See, we've got the length right, we've got the height right, now we need to get the model right.
Whether you use a grinder, a knife or a wooden spoon to create the model in a cow's hoof doesn't really matter. What does matter is the end result, and that it is perfect.
So again, we started it off with the grinder and finish it off with the knife. Do a much wider model on the lateral claw, which is this outside one, and you can see why. Look, see all of the bruising. Bruising is just bleeding, obviously, but on the inside. Oh. Lovely. So that's step 1, step 2, step 3. Now we're going to do step 4, which is dealing with any problems. This is still slightly high. There's no step 4 because there's no real problems. So we move on to step number 5, which is getting rid of these ridges and horrible looking horn. Look, all the dirt and debris gets stuck in there and causes dermatitis. That is soft periopal horn though. We don't really want to take much off there at all. But we do want to take that away. You see the cracks in there? They just harbour dirt and debris. Harbour's a good word, isn't it? This is the before, and this is the after. Not a huge difference, but enough to make a difference to the levels of comfort in this cow's life. Next foot, and then you've got feet like this, which do have problems. This is a front right foot on cow 402. And she's got some serious problem in here, and possibly something going on round about here.
No matter what foot you come across, we always attack them in the same pre-set out and predetermined way. There is a structure to what we do, and the reason we do that is so that we don't miss any problems. This cow has a serious one lurking beneath the hoof horn.
You see, even with a problem foot like this, we still do it in the same method. We shorten the toes, we balance the height between the two claws, and we start off the model with the grinder, then finish it with the knife, before dealing with the problem. You see, so we're going to model this out. Yes, there's a problem there, but we don't need to touch that yet. Model this one out. Oh. And now we're going to deal with the problems. Now, I believe the source for a problem is coming from up here. So that is where we're going to start. Chunky. I'm going to remove all of the loose horn and disconnected tissue. I say that all the time, but it is so important. See here? Oh, we're finding the root of the problem. Cleaning it out isn't helping the cow in any way, really, by the way. Well, very slightly. It's mostly so that I can see, and so that you guys can see at home. Now, isn't that clearer? You see, I follow the crack all the way down. See that? There's still a crack there, so I'm following it until it disappears, just like that. I'm going to take these raggedy edges away, give it a bit of a clean off to see a bit better again. You see, here's the problem here. This is a white line defect with dermatitis all over it. That needs to go. So does that. So this part of the hoof horn here is cracked, but it's not a problem. But we do need to remove it because we need a block on here.
So that we can get the weight completely off that sore part. If we weren't applying a block, we'd have left that crack in situ to make sure that heel was higher than the sore one.
So Craig's BoviBonding on this block and just about to bandage it. This is dermatitis, This is dermatitis at its worst. When there's an open lesion, it attacks it and prevents that lesion from healing. The lesion itself is actually fairly easy to heal. A block and a bit of iodine, no problem, done, dusted. But we need to kill the dermatitis. Otherwise, as the horn is rebuilding, it's being eaten away. And if you tried to bake a cake as you were eating it, it wouldn't get on very well. You'd never have a complete cake. Trust me, just ask Mrs. HGP. She knows all about that. It's me eating the cake, not her. So in this case, here's what it looks like before, and here is what it looks like afterwards. Clearly, this cow is going to benefit the most from this trim, but actually, the most sensible ones to trim are the other ones. We need to trim them before this stage, although this cow has just had an accident, and that's what's happened. Anyway, as Craig wraps this up, that is bringing us to the end of this video. Thank you very, very much for watching, for putting up with this hairstyle, and for being along for the journey. We'll catch you in the next one, folks. Catch you later. Bye now.
Bye, guys.
And girls.